It says live on Facebook, so I will just double check that it gets there because I'm just never 100% confident. Let me just jump across and double check. Good, live, perfect. Coming back to Zoom. So this morning I am chatting to the very beautiful Kylie Hatch, who is herself an Embark graduate. And I am very intrigued to see how it has influenced and impacted your work, because I know already as a practitioner you have a depth and a breadth of knowledge and capacity and purpose in the world. So I would love for you just to introduce yourself and say who you are and what you do and where we can find you, and then we'll just chat about what your experience was like.
Sure. So I am Kylie Hatch. I am a herbalist, a doula, a childbirth educator. I also have many years experience as an energy worker, so Reiki, medical intuition, all those other little things that you pick up along the way. So I work very intuitively, even as a herbalist. My work is very intuitive.
The intuitive herbalists were always my favourite. You know, the ones that used to do the drop dosing and intuitively would muscle test or know which herb. Like I've always thought, oh, it's magic rather than a script.
Yeah. I think it's important to kind of feel the energy of the person and how they're going to respond.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think the whole naturopathic principle anyway about treating the whole person and not just the symptoms is important. But when you get that kind of energy connection, it just makes it a little bit juicier.
It does, doesn't it? It's like a depth, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tell me what drew you to doing Embark, and was your experience different to what you thought it was going to be, and how has it impacted or influenced the work that you're doing now?
So I just finished my certification as a childbirth educator, and which was amazing, and you know, it was really nice to kind of have that under my belt. But I really wanted to tie in more of my energy work into my practice as an educator and as a doula as well, I think. And so I was looking at offering mother blessings or blessing ways, those sort of that kind of aspect to my work. And so when I saw the course advertised, I mean, I've known you for a long time. So I was like, oh, it's just kind of the universe saying, oh, here we go. And I felt like I needed that kind of container where I could actually, this is what you do, and learn. Because I've got the books and I've done energy work and, you know, kind of done group work before, but I felt like holding that sacred space with women is so much more. Be careful with it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because that's how I feel too. It feels like when you really understand energy, I think you realize the depth of responsibility that you have in those spaces, don't you? Because that's exactly how I feel. There's a sacredness and a preciousness that I think, oh God, don't mess with that, you know?
Yeah, and especially for new mums as well, everything's so new and scary, and that, you know, you start talking to them about energy and they're like, oh my God, especially if they've never thought like that before or been exposed to that before. So it was really, I think what I got most out of it was that it doesn't have to be full woo-woo, if that makes sense. You can bring elements in it just by feeling the energy of the room and the group that you're with. You can bring it to a level that they're all able to kind of process. It's not going to send them into overwhelm, and that they'll really get something out of it in a really nourishing and positive way.
I love that you said that, because Yes, that's for this when I go, oh God, it's so embodied in you, isn't it? It's like, it's just totally in your being, is when you can go, I know the depth of energy practitioner that I am. And as it turns out, I can play on that level and create an experience that's safe for you to enter.
Mm,
Mm,
definitely.
mm.
Definitely. Yeah. So I think what I was expecting was like lesson one, you would do this. It wasn't like that at all. Um,
Wasn't.
uh, and I think as I'd come out of that kind of learning environment from doing the childbirth educator's course, so this was like, oh, I get to feel this and be this and do this. And, I think everyone has already touched on the amazing group of women that were in circle with us all. And learning
Just
from each other was
weren't
profound.
we? Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like an up leveling and a sharing. And I think that's what feminine leadership should be, is there's no hierarchy. It's
Mm,
let's open up this topic and let's dismantle it in a group, and it just elevates the entire
mm,
experience, doesn't it?
yes. And it was a really safe, you created an incredibly safe environment for us to be really vulnerable. And I think that's something that even as a practitioner, I've really had to work on, is being vulnerable myself and
Yeah,
allowing that vulnerability to show. And
totally.
it was really profound for me. I really, there were some big moments in there for me.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I often think that too. I remember coming out of naturopathic college and even as a practitioner going like, well, I can't be sick and I've got to be perfectly pristinely like perfect and healthy. And if I'm sick, I have to like hide from the world and cancel all my clients and, all those things. And it's such a relief to realize you get to be human too, isn't
Yes,
it?
sorry, my internet was a bit funny then, so I just wanted to check it.
That's okay.
Yeah. I think the perception that sometimes we put on ourselves and what we should look like as a practitioner
Mm.
is, we just create so many barriers for ourselves by doing that. Just to be authentic and true is the
Yeah.
most important thing we can be.
100%.
Mm.
So do you feel like Embark and the experience of that 6 months and the journey that you personally go on has impacted the way that you move in the world, or has it had ripples outside of even the work that you do?
Yes to both. So I think one of the things that for me as a practitioner out and working in the world, I'm much more grounded in who I am, and I'm I think because I've got that ability to kind of connect in and breathe and connect to that energy of the person that I'm working with. It's much more authentic, um, and a lot more relaxed. It's coming more naturally, and I'm attracting the people that I want to work with as well, which is really good. Yeah.
Isn't that magic? When you
Yeah.
settle your energy in an authentic space, it's just this beautiful energetic vibration out in the world, isn't it? And those people that are on that frequency, they're automatically drawn to that.
Definitely, definitely. And on a personal level too, it's really changed. I've had some like beautiful moments of just allowing myself to be open and vulnerable with family and friends, and kind of up leveling that relationship as well, which has been incredible. And I
I got
wasn't
full
quite
chills.
I wasn't quite sure how I was going to ever achieve that. I just thought we were just on different paths and I was always going to be the odd one out. And now I'm like, well, this is just who I am, and I'm accepting of that. And I'm also accepting of where they are as well. So it's sort of, there's not that clashing. It's just,
Separation. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is
Mm.
life changing. Oh, that warms my heart. I still have goosebumps. You probably can't see, but I like got full body goosebumps when you said that, which often happens when I'm talking with you. I just get these energetic. That's when you know you're an energetic practitioner, isn't it? Is one
Yeah,
plus one equals like 100?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Mm.
heaven. And
Yeah.
I know it's been COVID, but are you still practicing? Have you been able to do your work in the world? now?
Probably to a lesser extent. We know the current restrictions on doulas in hospitals, so that's been limiting. I'm still offering support, it's just in a different format. I have run my first online childbirth education class, which was really interesting. And yeah, it was good. I mean, I had a nice safe one for my first class. It was my sister-in-law's and my brother. So that was nice and safe, but it was a really good experience just to do that and share that experience and, you know, practice doing it online.
And were you able to use the energy work that we did in the way that you could recognize you could influence them even through a screen? Did you recognize that?
Definitely. And I think we had a like a little it was just like a little like a mother's blessing kind of online, you know, party. And I did like a little blessing for the mum in that, and that was interesting because there were lots of different energies there, and probably not many that had seen me do that work either. So I found that it was quite confronting, but really powerful as well, because once I kind of went, no, this is about me and the mum as a gift, and letting that energy flow, all the other angst and everything kind of dropped away and it became really juicy.
I bet it did. Did the other women, were they kind of like, oh, that was amazing
I had
and
mums
beautiful?
in tears. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, well, that's kind of good. Yeah. Not bad tears.
No, but it's that sense of whenever I see tears, I always think, oh God, she's flowing again. You know, she's a river. She's not this stagnant pond. So whenever I see tears like that, I always think, oh God, you've created a sacred space that's safe enough for her to open and flow. Like, where in this patriarchal, keep yourself neat and tidy and contained world do we have an opportunity to open and flow and come back to our essence? Like nowhere. So, and this is the point of sacred space, isn't it? So I hear that and I'm like, oh fuck, that is a safe place.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've sat so deeply in your own energy and sat in the blessing that you're giving that's beyond the words. So you have this surface blessing and then you have all of the currents underneath. I'm like, oh man, they're responding to the currents underneath. It's got nothing to do with the pretty surface words even. They're just a conduit that help you do the thing, right?
Yeah.
And particularly for a group of women that have nowhere else in their world to do that, I think that's an even greater blessing.
Definitely. Yeah.
So what is there anything that you want to share about your experience from here? Anything you want other women to know about Embark? Because I also think I'm not very good at talking about it.
I think it's probably good to not have any expectations, because what you get out of it is far greater than anything you can expect to achieve. And you get out what you put in as well. So if you're, you know, you'll still pick up on the energy of the group. I think that was very much obvious in our group. We were a group of sharers. Yeah, I think just take a breath and enjoy the experience and be open to the experience and allow that blossom to bloom.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, beautiful Kylie. I love watching you move in the world.
Thank you.
I could just sit in your energy too. I feel like when I just go, just open up a space and I'll curl up for a little bit. It feels magic. Just so you know, that's your energy too. So it is felt on the other side. Would you like to share where we can find you and your work in the world, please?
Yes. So my website is kyliehatch.com.au. Facebook is Naturally Better Babies, and Insta is at Soul Mum Bub. And I'm in Bayside, Melbourne, so feel free to reach out and get in touch.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. What services do you offer? Are you working as a herbalist as well?
Yeah, so herbalist. At the moment, I've created a range of teas for pregnant women and postnatally as well. So I'm focusing on those, and I have a range of flower essence blends that I've created particularly for new mums, but also for toddlers. I'm having a lot of success with toddlers and sleep and all those crazy things that we worry about as new mums.
So cool, because toddlers are so open, aren't they? They're so just open energetically and vibrationally.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. So maybe you could drop the link to find your work under this video, and then I will tag you in it, obviously, and bring it across to Insta too.
Lovely.
So,
thank you
so much for being here. It was so lovely to sit with you.
Oh,
I'm sorry for my crazy run around, bloody school runs, and I'm like, oh my God, we're in a new system.
Yes, that's totally fine. I'm working from home, so it's all good. Yeah.
Thank you. I will see you online, beautiful woman.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.